Hey, Lightning, you ready?
Oh yeah, Lightning's ready.
This is what happened to every Lost Cars character. Starting off with this little, big, kinda creepy character, Jerry Recycled Batteries, maybe better known as Peterbilt. In Cars, Jerry shows up for like 5 seconds when Lightning McQueen wakes up in the middle of the night after falling out of Mac's trailer. He mistakes Jerry for Mac and starts rushing after the truck, only to discover that it is actually Jerry.
You're not Mac.
Mac? I ain't no Mac. I'm a Peterbilt, for dang sake. Turn on your lights, you moron.
Okay, grumpy guy. We get it. And, well, yeah, that was Jerry's screen time. Just one bizarre, grumpy moment, and then gone. But here's where it gets wild. That scene? It was originally part of something much longer and way darker. That scene was part of a longer deleted scene known as Lost. Lightning actually chases Jerry's truck into a nightmare. After Jerry leaves, Lightning ends up in a creepy, abandoned junkyard filled with wrecked, rusted out cars. Some impaled on trees, one literally hanging like a ghost from a branch. A coyote howls in the background, a tumbleweed drifts by. It's pure horror movie vibes. And it gets even worse. Lightning starts hallucinating that the dead cars are reaching for him with tree branch arms. And to be honest with you, as I'm saying this out loud, I totally get it, man. That scene would have traumatized every kid in the theater. And me. Definitely me, man. But even though this graveyard scene was deleted, Jerry's part survived. Barely. They kept his short highway moment in the final cut, trimmed it down, and reused his grumpy line. He became one of those blink and you miss it characters who still managed to leave an impression. Was Jerry supposed to be more? Maybe. Was he secretly the Mac of darkness? Probably not. But he kinda had the vibe if you ask me. But the sad truth? After that highway roast, Jerry was never brought back in the films. No cameos, no Easter eggs, not even a tiny appearance in a short. If I'm right, he does appear briefly in the comic Tough Guys in Action. Still, I think it's kind of a shame that Jerry only got one scene. I collect Cars haulers, and Jerry's been on my wish list for years now. I saw him once, years ago, at a comic shop, and I should have snagged it. I regret that decision till this day. So, our old pal might have only had one line, one scene, but man, he made such an impact. Every true Cars lover gotta remember him. And honestly, that's what matters, right? He might have been lost from the franchise, but not from our memory. Now, meet this crew, guys. These dudes defined early 2000s cool. And with cool, I mean really cool. I'm talking about the delinquent road hazards. Boost, DJ, Wingo, and Snot Rod. These cool tuners. They rolled into cars like the newest pimped out wagons you'd see on MTV back in the day. Yeah, that level of cool. I don't care what anyone else says, but this is one of my favorite scenes. The tuners are the ones who messed with Mac during the highway scene. Mac's just vibing, cruising with Lightning asleep in the trailer. And then these guys show up, blasting bass, zigzagging through lanes, and straight up tormenting him. DJ put Mac to sleep, and Wingo pushed Mac onto the rumble strips, which led to Lightning McQueen falling out. That's, by the way, how Lightning ends up lost in the first place, and ends up in Radiator Springs. So the tuners were a very important plot point. Boost was the street smart leader with turbo stripes. DJ had the bass system that could literally wake the dead. Wingo had that huge spoiler and the Tokyo Drift paint job. And Snot Rod? He was basically a muscle car with some special kind of hay fever, sneezing flames every few seconds.
Can't
Get your kicks on Route 66.
If someone knows what track DJ was playing when they first came up to Mac, please let me know. It isn't on the original soundtrack, but damn, it plays rent-free in my head. Honestly, they felt like a mini boss team in an epic video game you play as a child. And here's the thing, they did appear in the Cars video games, and even had die casts and merch. I mean, it would be a loss if there wouldn't be. But as far as the movies go, nope. Like, where in the hell did they go? They do not appear in Cars 2, which literally goes all around the world. Not in Cars 3, which brings back a bunch of old racers. Like, how do you build 4 so detailed, high-energy, potentially reoccurring villains, and then just forget they exist? They were just too good and cool to be a one-scene hit. It's kind of baffling, especially because Cars 2 is about illegal race culture and international espionage. You're telling me DJ and Boost couldn't pop up in the Tokyo race? Wingo literally is a Tokyo drift car. When I was a kid, I thought these guys were so damn cool, I drew flames and other shit on my Hot Wheels. My favorite one looked just like Wingo. I wish I could go back to that time and just play with my cars. No bills and stress. Now that I'm older and have adult money, I got all 4 of the Delinquent Road Hazards diecasts, including the ones with parking boots on. And by the way, for fans like me, the Disney Store sometimes has larger diecasts that are lit up with a switch on the bottom. No joke! What a time to be alive. These guys never really left my heart. Okay, my theory on why they vanished? Pixar didn't know what to do with them. They probably weren't evil enough to be villains, but too chaotic to redeem. But I mean, come on. Every kid, or even an adult, who saw Cars in 2006 remembers that moment. It was fast, funny, and just a little dangerous. But that's what Cars is about. My imagination likes to think that they are being locked in the impound after paving the road for 3 years. Boost, DJ, Wingo, and Snot Rod were set free but hooked off with a warning by Sheriff and Doc. Soon as they left Radiator Springs, they decided to redeem themselves by becoming heroes of the road and helping other cars. But to be really, really honest, they probably wouldn't have fit in the movie any more than they were. How much it even hurts me to say, the core of the movie was about classic cars and remembering the past, so not really any room left for modern tuner cars in there. So yeah, they might have sped off into the forgotten corners of Radiator Springs. But if you grew up on Cars, these guys definitely left marks in your memory. Now this next one is a bit different, guys, because unlike the others, this one actually never made it to the track. Meet Marina Wolfsburg. Marlena who? Yup, Marina Wolfsburg. She was all set up to be part of the Cars 2 World Grand Prix, with scenes designed, concept art made, and even a full personality crafted. But then, well, she was cut before she ever got tires on screen. Marlena was supposed to be this sleek, high-performance German racer, kind of like the Autobahn's answer to Lightning McQueen. She was designed to be the ultimate Le Mans. She had this polished purple body, elegant curves, and was reportedly set to appear during the European legs of the race, especially Germany and Paris. One planned and deleted scene even had her showing off by doing donuts in front of fans in the Germany race, like a total pro. But none of these scenes made the final cut. No racing scenes, no background cameos. She just vanished into the Pixar trash bin like she really never existed. What is kind of weird is that she was actually meant to be there. She shows up in the concept books, even in early promotional material, like she was going to be a major addition to the franchise. They even had her racing number, which was supposed to be 18, and national decals all mapped out. Based on early Cars 2 posters, she is an earlier version of Carlo Veloso. Her model from the deleted race scenes is similar to Carla's. On early concept art as well, on Cars 2 posters, Carla is even being named Marlena. Kinda wild, right? Pixar built her up and then dropped her entirely. Looking at her, she wasn't too weird or too boring, I think. She just didn't make it. It's like if they made Jessie for Toy Story, gave her a backstory and everything written out, and then just cut her. Well, luckily we got Jessie, for God's sake. So, while Marina Wolfsburg never technically appeared on screen, she's still a member of the Cars Forgotten Club. She was meant to be fast, fabulous, and international, but now she's just somewhere in Pixar's trash bin, replaced by Carla. Damn, rude. Our next missing character is Chuck.
Back away. Ah, that's it. Come on, guys.
Ow! Whoa, team! Where are you going?
We quit, Mr. One Man.
Oh wait, sorry, I mean, not Chuck. Still remember him? He was the poor little forklift who tried to keep Lightning McQueen's ego in check during the opening Piston Cup race in Cars 1. The pit stop is chaos. Lightning is barking orders, and not Chuck is just out here trying to do his little job. This guy had one of the funniest one-liners in the movie. He screams, flips his headset, and storms off after the rest of the crew quits. And honestly, we all thought we'd see him again. At least, I thought I'd see him again. I mean, not Chuck deserved a place in that pit crew. But I was probably the only one with that opinion because he never came back. Not in Cars 2, not in Cars 3, not even as a background forklift in Radiator Springs. It's like Pixar dropped his entire character. We never see Lightning acknowledge what happened, never see Not Chuck get a new job. Now, technically, Not Chuck did live on a little, in video games and as a die-cast toy. In Cars the video game, he is this unlockable playable character that could be used for Guido Kart races, a race for microcars and pitties only. He even got the name Not Chuck. Yup, Pixar literally named him after his own iconic line. But as far as the movies go, nothing. And that's kind of weird, guys. There is even Not Chuck merch. I mean, we got repeated appearances from Guido and Luigi, but Chuck? They dumped him. Not Chuck probably retired or found a new job as a forklift where he did get the recognition he deserves. He had the energy of someone who worked retail way too long and was done with customer complaints, like he should. All right, this next guy, say hello to Fred, Lightning McQueen's #1 Rusty superfan. And when I say rusted, I mean he looked like he'd been pulled straight out of a junkyard. That kind of rusted. You probably remember his big moments in Cars 1. McQueen shouts his name because it's on his damn license plate, and Fred loses it. His whole body shakes, he honks uncontrollably, even his front bumper falls off, and he screams.
Thank you! He knows my name! He knows my name!
It's hilarious, it's adorable, it's pure Pixar. At the end of the film, Fred is seen again hopping up and down in the main road of Radiator Springs, with tons of decals stickered onto him from Lizzie's Radiator Springs shop. And his bumper falls off again. I told you, he's rusted. And then, yeah, nothing. Fred disappears. Not in Cars 2, not in Cars 3, not in Cars on the Road. He does appear in a few games, but not as a playable character. So he really had this one shining moment of being noticed. And then probably his license plate even fell off and nobody remembered his name again. That's kind of sad. This was a superfan who lived for Lightning McQueen. The guy probably went home and framed the moment in his memory. He was just like us, to be fair. Well, at least I hope I'm not that rusty. Yet. I would be just like Fred if damn Lightning McQueen really existed and would shout my name. Yeah, I know. Keep on dreaming. Pixar left our buddy behind. Maybe his rust got too aggressive and he really ended up at the junkyard. Or maybe he couldn't afford a second trip to Radiator Springs. I hope we ever get to see Fred again. even if it's just for his one iconic line. It's time to talk about TJ, guys. This one snobby SUV who popped up during the end sequence of Cars when Sarge hosts that boot camp training session for urban off-road SUVs.
But in places you didn't know you had.
Yo, I've never been off-road.
Well, that's gonna change.
Remember? He's the one that complains he has never been off-road before, and now his rims are getting dirty.
Go, 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 go! Go!
Man, now I got dirt in my rims.
And I don't think he survived that rocky hill off-road because this was his first and immediately last appearance in the movies. Never shows up in Cars 2, not in 3, not even hiding in a crowd shot or working in the background. TJ actually had serious potential. He could have been the classic city slicker rival to Matter, for example. Maybe he was some sort of parody of those Hummer drivers from the early 2000s. He looked like the kind of guy who'd have alpha male bumper stickers and refuse to park within the lines. No offense if you drive a Hummer, I wish I owned one, unless you've ever parked diagonally across 3 spots just to hit the gym. Then yeah, TJ might have been based on you. So TJ may have come in loud and snobby, but in the end, he drove straight into the land of forgotten characters on that rocky hill and never came back. Yeah, McQueen, ka-chow! Remember him? I think we all remember him, right? That's Albert Hinkey. The giant RV with the flag hat popped up in Cars during Lightning's race events, screaming his favorite phrases every single time in the camera. This dude looks like the ultimate road trip uncle. I would definitely sign up for a road trip with Big Al. Huge, loud, proud, and probably rocking a full buffet inside that huge RV. I mean, he looks like the kind of guy who could host a barbecue right out of his engine, right? Albert only had a few seconds of screen time, but he appeared in Cars 1 as well as in 3. In the first film, he's totally fangirling over Lightning McQueen after the big wreck caused by Chick Hicks, and honking his horn so loud that the other cars are giving him death stares. Like, bro, if looks could kill you, you'd already be 6 feet under the ground. Well, and maybe they actually did. Albert does appear briefly in Cars 3, during the opening race sequence where he weaves through the crowd in an attempt to get a better view of the track, while fangirling, again, over McQueen. But after that, we never see Albert again. Just that one glimpse of this huge RV. For me, he brought a unique kind of comic relief. All the other RVs were chill, watching the race. But Albert, he was living it. If someone has an Albert Hinkey diecast, bro, I'm just so jealous of you. He is by far one of the most difficult models to collect. But what happened to Albert? Honestly, I actually don't know what happened to him. Since he did appear in Cars 3 briefly, I think, and hope, he is not lost. I think he's just waiting like us till the moment McQueen decides to race again. If you hear me, we're waiting, McQueen. Now, a character that's so, well, unknown, I guess, that you maybe didn't remember that he even existed. Krabby, a crab-themed tugboat. Yeah, a boat, who is part of Finn McMissile's secret agent crew in Cars 2. Yup, a literal crab boat named Krabby. Krabby was Finn's buddy, and he planned to help Finn and Holly get in and out of the ocean during their international spy missions. He appears in the opening sequence where Finn hires him. He even has several lines in the movie, which makes Krabby one of the only non-car vessels that speaks in a Cars movie. For Pixar, Krabby was probably already too much boat in a Cars movie because that was actually it. He gets maybe 30 seconds of screen time, drops off Finn, and he disappears again into the salty sea. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. Finn McMissile didn't return either in Cars 3. But here's the thing. Finn isn't actually lost. His mission was completed. He got his big moment in 2, he saved the world and rode off like the smooth British spy he is. His ending was closed. Krabby? He didn't get that. He actually got nothing. He just started his role and then vanished. I really thought he would get some bigger roles since the whole plot was about espionage. Why otherwise bring it a damn boat that even talks? Did you know that he is based on a Seattle crab boat modeled after the real Northwestern, a real-life crab fishing boat captained by Sig Hansen? Sig also voices the character Krabby. I mean, that is pretty cool, right? So yeah, I know it's weird to be sad about a boat named fucking Krabby, but I mean, just for that one reason, it would be pretty damn cool if he was a bigger character. So, R.I.P. Krabby, a real boat with no real water to sail on. Oh, and by the way, speaking of Holly guys, Holly wasn't supposed to be Holly. She was actually supposed to be Julia. Yup. In the early drafts of Cars 2, Julia wasn't just a racer. She was one of those spy characters. She initially appeared to be Matter's best friend, until it was revealed that she is a spy serving the Lemon Kingpin Zill. She is designed after an Alfa Romeo-like car, resembling an Alfa Romeo Giulia Spider, painted in red with chrome rims and headlights. There is not much information about her, but only that her entire storyline was scrapped and Pixar redesigned her into the version we now know as Holly Swiftwell. So instead of a red Alfa Romeo spy villain with conflicted morals, we got the sleek, purple MI6 agent who helps save the day. Sounds better, if you ask me. So, Pixar gave us a huge cast of unforgettable characters in the Cars universe, but let's be real, they also left quite a few behind. Some like Jerry and not Chuck were one-scene wonders who just disappeared. Others, like Marlena and Julia, never even got their chance to shine on the circuit. But even if they vanished from our screens, these characters stuck with us, right? That's the real beauty of fandom, if you ask me. We keep these lost legends alive.